Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Miraculous, the Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir. Yeah, Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir. This is the 2021 season. Well, it's obviously been going on for more than just this year because Disney Plus only has season 4. 4. That's it. If you go in here, you'll see there's one season, and it's season 4. It has 20 episodes, and I don't know why. So, I mean, they have Miraculous movies, Miraculous World movies. We've seen one or two of those already, and that's where I first got introduced to the character. I've seen people in cosplay at conventions, things like that, dressed as these characters. I had no idea what they were. I figured, it's a kid's cartoon somewhere, but it turns out that it's a French based studio that creates these. The characters all live in Paris, so there's nobody. A lot of times you get animated studios who make superhero adventures or fantasy or sci-fi, and they set them in America because they figure that's the big audience that's gonna go nuts for that. New York, let's set them in New York. Let's set it in Los Angeles. Well, you know what? They set it in France. They set it in Paris, so that makes sense. That's good. And the thing is, the animation for the mouths tends not to be just overdubs in English. I'm sure you could probably watch this in French. I guess I don't know if that's an option. I'm sure there is. I'm not going to test it, but the thing is, the the dialogue matches their mouths. So maybe it was always meant to be in English too, or they just did a slightly different animation for the mouths for the English translation. I have no idea. Usually they don't go to that level. Animators do not go to that level of detail, but maybe that's the way it works. Anyway, yeah, this is a big superhero sci-fi comedy romance adventure. There's so many influences in this. It's obviously inspired by anime, from just the way things move and speed lines and all sorts of just acrobatics and things like that. All the way the characters move feels very anime, very manga, but this is obviously European. There is lots of romance. There's this struggle between the two of these. This is Ladybug. That's Cat Noir. Just so you know, Black Cat. In case you don't know French, he is some super rich millionaire, billionaire, teen model hottie that everybody loves. Even her. She's, why can't I say her name? Maribel? Dang it. I forgot the name already. Anyway, her regular identity, she's in love with Adrian, who is also Black Cat. But when they're in costume, it's Black Cat, or sorry, Cat Noir. Black Cat is the character from Marvel and looks nothing like him. She is very different. Anyway, he, as Cat Noir, is in love with Ladybug. So, is that, depending on whether you're in a costume or not, the relationship goes one way. And they can't seem to figure out that despite the amount of time they spend together in either situation, although do they spend in the movies, they're friends when they're not in costume, but he's always annoying to her because she doesn't like this rich brat who's also privileged and things like that. So yeah, that's right. Yeah, they have their normal human identities are, they know each other. She doesn't like him, but in their superhero identities, he likes her. Yeah, she doesn't like him. Or yeah, she likes him. Oh God, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's a little soap opera. She has a crush on Adrian in regular form. He has a crush on her as superheroes. There we go. Done. Sorry. Anyway, in this whole megillah of romance and comedy, and they're all very clumsy, they're all very awkward. There's lots of blushing involved and miscommunications and everything else, and also the hiding of your secret identities, and yeah, there's a lot going on there. It's classic, superhero stuff. These days, all the superheroes are out. In this case, these superheroes are still very much hiding behind secret identities, and that is the premise of the very first two episodes, called Truth and Lies. And I actually was just going to watch one episode, then I realized, you know what, title wise, they seem connected, so I'll watch the second one. And I was confused. I was like, wait, didn't this scene just happen in the previous one? Oh, they're actually telling the same story. Well, the stories are happening at the same time as each other. One is focused on Ladybug, one is focused on Cat Noir, and the stories intersect, and it tells it what's going on from each of their points of view. She's having problems with a boy named Luca, who she's starting to become involved with, and they both love this rock star, and they, I guess he's kind of like a Johnny Depp kind of guy, but he's kind of a rock star, movie star kind of thing, and he they connect, they bond over that. But yet, whenever there's a big, a monster or whatever else attacks the town, akumas they call them. Anytime a creature attacks Paris, she needs to sneak away and make a dumb excuse and go, "Oh, I got to go to the bathroom, or I got to go get something to drink, and I'll be right back." And it takes forever. And they went to the movies together, and she only gets back by the time the movie's over. He's getting really annoyed by this, and she can't tell the truth. He knows she's hiding something, because she's secretly Ladybug. But of course, the main evil guy, Moth guy. Ugh, dang it! I should have studied for this, but who's also secretly Adrian's dad. There's a whole complicated mythology behind all of this. She gets her powers from all these little mystical Pokemon type creatures. I know they're not Pokemon. I'm saying they're tiny size, and they're shaped after different animals, but they all float around, and only she can see them, and her friends can't see them. Nobody knows her secret, by the way. Like, not her friends, not her family. And basically, her boyfriend, Luca kind of guy, is taken over by the evil moth dude, and he tries to get her secret identity out of him because he has a power that when he zaps people makes them answer truthfully whenever he asks whatever he asks. And it's a big complicated mess trying to keep her from, even when she gets zapped, from telling the truth about her secret identity in either form. And also he tries to get her friends to say what's her secret. They can't give it up because they don't know. And then, of course, in the second episode, it's all about lies, and Adrian has a connection with another rich kid, and she tells secrets to him that she hasn't shared with anybody else. She likes to draw, and she's very talented, and she can tell how people are based on how they posed, if that's really them or if they're just posing. And she tries to draw Adrian, and Adrian's like trying to do model poses, and she's like, that's not you, that's not you, that's not. So she's trying to get something out, and she feels that he's lying to her. And so when she gets taken over by Moth Dude, using his similar kind of creatures that enchant something that they wear, it's again a whole complicated mess that, like, if it was a Marvel thing, I'd probably all understand it, that's how that all works. But this is all new to me, so I haven't figured it out all yet, but I know it's just things that were probably meant to be made into toys and have little kids collect them, more than likely. But these little charms or whatever possess the person. They become an evil, have an evil identity, a nemesis for our heroes, just like Luca in the first episode. This guy's girlfriend, who he likes, and they keep trying to kiss, and they keep missing the chance to kiss whenever the danger happens and he has to rush away. So she takes on this ability that freezes anybody who lies, and it's up to Cat Noir and Ladybug to stop her in time. And I'm not going to tell you how they do it, but it's something. I mean, it's honestly, the animation is great. It's really, it's very superhero-y. It looks. I imagine the way he moves and the tool that he uses to fight and leap over buildings and stuff like that. It reminds me of Gambit from the X-Men. I imagine if Gambit was like a 15-year-old boy or so, if we had a Gambit in the Marvel Universe, MCU, he kind of moves the same way. And of course, Gambit is Cajun French kind of thing, Louisiana kind of thing. So yeah, I can see how that might be. They might be similar. That's why I guess that's why they seem similar to me. Anyway, it's yeah, it's. I think it's interesting. I think it's fun. I think I can see why it's appealing. It has a worldwide appeal. There's lots of people around the world, kids especially, who love this. Like I said, the animation is great. The characters, yes, I think if you're not a teenager, if you're a bit more of an adult and you didn't grow up with this, you might find these characters to be a little high strung, but we had our share of high strung characters when we grew up in the cartoons. But I think also a lot of our cartoons from back in the day were a little bit slower paced, unless it was like Roadrunner and Coyote, Wile E. Coyote and Tom and Jerry and stuff like that. But there's also wasn't romance between them, so these there's a little bit more. It's not mature content in these at all. It's very innocent, but there's stolen kisses or almost kisses and crushes and all sorts of things that teenagers who might be watching, young teenagers or preteens who are watching this, might have a better understanding and connection with than us old people. So if you find your kids watching this and you don't understand how they're already on season 4, if they've only been watching it for a few hours, well, you'll know why, because hey, there's only one season so far, along with all the other movies. So I would say if you get a chance, if you're interested in this kind of thing, if you like animation that you already don't know, and hey, check this out. I think it's fun. It's got a lot of good humor. It's got a lot of I shouldn't say it's not adult humor, but it has certain humorous elements that are pretty witty, pretty smart. That it doesn't talk down to the audience. I don't think it does. But I recommend it, which is I think I said the same thing with the other episode that we talked about, the Miraculous movies. Like I said, I don't understand everything of it, but you don't have to, and I think it's still entertaining. It's still fun. All right, I have decided that I'm not going to randomly pick something. I am going to pick it myself. And actually, the next 2 days, I think I've broken down and I've decided I'm going to pick the things I want to watch. And no, it's probably not something that you certain people want, but this stuff is random, and I'm picking this one today, and I won't tell you what the next one is until after tomorrow's. But this one for tomorrow is going to be The Beatles Get Back, Peter Jackson's miniseries about the final days of the Beatles. I picked this because tomorrow, February 8th, today is what day? What is today's date? Yes, but I'm sure I picked it for the reason I picked it was for the actual proper date. Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, tomorrow is the anniversary. It's the 58th anniversary of the Beatles coming to America. The Beatles coming to America 58 years ago. Holy cow. It's not the 60th or anything, but I've been wanting to watch this since it came out. Love Peter Jackson. Love the Beatles, and it's a 3-part documentary, like The Hobbit. Could have been 1, but he made it into 3, and so there's a lot of footage. They went through a lot of footage, and well, I'm not going to tell you about it now. I'll tell you about it after I've seen it. I'm actually going to try to. I'm going to I'm going to binge all 3 episodes before I see it again tomorrow. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to push it. I'm going to get all beetled out, and then tomorrow I'll tell you what my next pick is going to be, because it's something else I wanted to watch for a long time. it came out in December as well, just like the Beatles did. And I've now waited almost 2 months, and I'm finally going to watch them. Because I've been wanting to watch them, might as well make it part of the show. So, anyway, the Beatles Get Back in its entirety. I'm going to be talking about that tomorrow on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you then.